Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Saturday morning practice. We'll be spending the next hour and a half together in this, what I call the boot camp. I think a month ago, 3 weeks ago, I mentioned that this is not a social gathering. I actually got someone um, disappointed and wrote a comment and decided not to join us anymore because he was looking for a social gathering. And I apologize for that. What I meant to say is that this is the time when we really want to focus on our practice. And this is the time when we want to enjoy the community energy, the positive energy that we all have that we bring together. And so, in that sense, it can be a social gathering, just focusing more on the practice and less on just interaction between each other outside of the practice. But in any case, today, Happy New Year. Today is the first day of the Year of the Dragon. And as my tradition dictates, I'm wearing a little bit of red. And the reason why we wear red on the New Year is to fend off, is to protect ourselves from the evil spirit. The Year of the Dragon is going to be a very tough year for us, for all of us. And I think this is, if there's a year that we have to fend off to protect ourselves from the evil spirit, it would be this year. And when you travel and you see Americans, they use American dollars. You see Europeans, they use European euros. Chinese use their own currency. And how do you recognize evil spirit? They have their own currency, and it's called hatred and anger. Doesn't matter which political party, doesn't matter which presidential candidate, doesn't matter which country, whether they invade, whether the invader or the protector. If their currency is hatred and anger, that would be the evil spirit of the year of the dragon. So let's focus. We want to bring some of that protection to our family, and best way to do that is to calm ourselves by focusing our mind onto our body, joining the body and the mind. This is the true spirit of the yoga practice, or is known as yoga. So let's focus on the bottom of our spine. Move up the spine towards the top of the head, towards the heaven. Stretch your spine. Then open the shoulder. Focus on the front of the shoulder. And then lean back the upper torso. Feel the body as you do that. And then now focus on top of the shoulder and then relax the shoulder. And then relax the shoulder and the upper torso together. We're going to be doing some breathing exercise in the end. So to pair that, we're going to be doing some joint exercise, starting at the wrist, the elbow, the shoulder, the neck, the back, and so forth. So let's focus on the center of a palm, mind, body together. Bring up the hands slowly to the shoulder level. Stretch your spine, sit up straight. Focus on the wrists. Let's turn the wrists one turn at a time. Learn to anchor our mind onto the wrist. Examine the change in the wrist. See if there's any heat, sweat, numbness, tightness, even pain. One turn at a time. After one turn, remind ourselves to focus on the wrist and start over again. Each turn is independent of the other. Focus on the wrist one at a time. And now we're going to turn the other way, back to the wrist, one turn at a time. We're actually doing meditation, even though we are doing exercise. Meditation doesn't mean sitting down. That's only one of the posture. We can do it while we're walking, while we're exercising, which together is the dynamic form of meditation. Now we're going to lower our hand. So make sure your mind is at the center of the palm. Bring down the hand the same way you bring it up. And back to a spine. Stretch the spine, open the shoulder, lean back, and then relax the shoulder, and then relax the entire body. Back to the center of the palm again. We're moving from the wrist to the elbow. Bring up the hand slowly, all the way up to the shoulder level. Now focus on the elbow. Again, one turn at a time. Understand that we're working with both space and time. Space meaning that of all the space in the universe right now, of all the space in the universe, this immense and boundless universe, we're only focusing on the elbow. But of all the time that has passed, all the time that is to come, we're only focusing on the present. After one turn, we completely move away from the past, focus on the present, one turn at a time. Now we're going to go the other way. Again, focus on the elbow. Examine the change in your body. See if there's any heat, sweat, pain, tightness, numbness. And now we're going to bring down the hand again. Follow the center of the palm. Back to the body. Stretch, open, lean back, relax, and then relax one more time. We're moving from the wrist to the elbow to the shoulder now. Feel our shoulder. Back to the center of the palm. Bring up the hand, crossing the hand. Bring it up in front of the face. Bring it all the way to the top. And then now we're going to stretch. And as you come down, open the shoulder. Point the center of your palm towards the outside as if you're touching the walls. And as soon as you come back, you completely relax yourself. And then now starting from zero, back, up, stretch, open the shoulder, point the center of your palm towards the outside, relax, back again, stretch, open the shoulder, pointing the center of your palm as if you're touching the two walls on the side, back again, stretch, open, down. One last time, follow the center of your palm all the way up, stretch, follow the center of your palm, open the shoulder, pointing the center of your palm towards the two walls. And now we're going to go the other way. Open first, follow the center of your palm, stretch, bring it back down, open, bring it back down, follow the center of your palm, bring it up first, stretch, and then bring it down. One last time. Stretch, and then bring it down. Focus on your breathing. We're going from the dynamic form of meditation to the static form of meditation. Static means that you're not moving. That's when you're sitting, you're lying down, or you're standing. And when you're not moving, we want to anchor our mind onto a breath. One breath at a time. Know that I'm breathing in. Know that I'm breathing out. So I talk about wearing a little bit of red as tradition dictates to fend off, protect yourself, protect your family from the evil spirit. So how do you actually protect yourself from the evil spirit? Even especially when I'm talking about people who trade in this free currency called international currency called hatred and anger. You do that by accepting the emotion, but letting go of the emotion. Letting go of the emotion. Don't feel it. Don't feel it. It's reality. You have to feel it, accept it, but don't follow it, right? And don't follow the pain and let it metastasize into suffering. So this is how we practice with the pain in the shoulder. So we continue, stretch a spine, open a shoulder, lean back, relax, follow the center of the palm. We go front to back. Bring it up, all the way up. And now open the shoulder, bring the hand as far back as you can. We're going to do the first one, which is just feeling the pain. And then let go of the pain, come back to the center of your palm, bring it back up, all the way out, all the way back. Feel the pain on your shoulder. And then let go of the pain, come back to the center of your palm, bring it up, open that shoulder, feel it, and then letting it go. Bring it up, feel it, and then letting it go. Open up one last time, feel it, accept it, and then letting it go. I'm going to do it back to front, from the back, all the way up, stretch, down, all the way back, stretch, bring it back down, all the way back, bring it back up, stretch, bring it back down, all the way back, up, stretch, and bring it back down. Okay, so we're done with the joint exercise from the wrist to the elbow to the shoulder. And now we're going to do three more exercises that are very traditional and it's part of the internal energy called Gong, or what now people call QiGong exercise. The first one is called the double blade. So first we come back to the spine, sit up straight, open that shoulder, lean back up the torso, and then relax the shoulder. Put the left hand in front, put the right hand out, focus on the right hand, keeping the left hand stationary, separating the left brain from the right brain. Get ready. Follow the hand, follow the center of the palm, making a nice big circle. No need to rush. Okay, now starting here, we bring the hand as far back as you can. You feel that tremendous pain on your shoulder. Feel it, accept it, letting it go. Come back to the center of your palm. Sit up straight, left hand, open it, feel it, accept it, and then letting it go. Come back, anchor your mind onto the center of your palm. Right hand, open, feel it, accept it, and then let it go. Left hand, all the way around. Feel it, accept it, and then let it go. Two more times. Sit up straight, right hand, feel it, accept it, and then let it go. Left hand, one last time. Feel it, accept it, and then letting it go. All right. So just remember those three things: feel it, accept it, and then let it go. So imagine that in the I think they still do. I'm sure they do. You have this thing, this little emergency thing with the hammer, and it says break glass in case of emergency. You break glass, you push, the water comes down because there was a fire. It caused it directly communicate with the fire department. Everybody show up to put out the fire. Think about that. That's what you have to do. Think about that. That you have your own emergency little thing. And when you get close enough, it says, feel it, accept it, and then let it go. So in the past, I used an analogy. I said, imagine you're in this place. You're just like so blissful. You do all the practice. You're just like everything is just right. As if you're looking down at this lotus pond, right? Now, I don't know how many of you have seen a lotus pond. I grew up with a lotus pond back in Macau. And lotus pond is a funny thing. It has water, but it's very shallow. And then under the bottom, it's just like full of mud and crap and whatever. But you don't see it because the water is just nice and calm. And then out in the middle of the water comes this lotus flower. It's the most beautiful flower there is. And you're in this beautiful place, you're in this blissful place, you're following the practice, doing everything that we do here. And all of a sudden somebody walks by, take a piece of rock for no reason, just threw it into the pond, causes all kinds of turbulence, and then all the mud in the bottom just comes out, and the place that you were in is no longer, right? So what do you do? Do you follow that piece of rock all the way to the bottom of the pond and then try to figure out what is the reason for that rock? Who threw the rock? No. You come back, you focus on your breath, you focus on your body as if you're looking at the pond again, and you just want to let the mud fall to the bottom of the pond again. And naturally, the mirror surface of the pond stays there, the flower is still there. That's the only way that you could really be protected, not only yourself, but your family away from these evil spirits that I mentioned that trades in anger and violence. is that you come back and you just let that mind, that pond settle down. You feel your anger, you accept it, and then you just let it go, anchoring your mind onto your breath or on your body, and just let it all go. Okay, that's the only way. Don't trade in that currency. All right, so we're going to continue. The next exercise is a little bit more dynamic. Is called throwing the fist, throwing the shoulder. So once again, we're back. Sit up straight, open that shoulder, lean back, relax the shoulder, relax it some more. Bring out your right hand. Focus on the center of your palm, make a fist, and then throw it in the upper left corner. Get ready? Go. Open your fingers, feel the vibration coming back to your shoulder. Now focus on the left hand, make a fist, and throw it up into upper right corner. Sit up straight, down, sit up straight, down, sit up straight, up, sit up straight, up, sit up straight, down, down. One last time. Up, up, down, down. Okay? So what we've been doing, it looks like we're just moving the joints, but in fact, what we're doing is we're clearing the blockage of the what we call the energy, the chi. So there's three energy lines that are behind the sun, and then there are three energy lines that are facing the sun. And many of the places where the energy gets stuck is actually at the wrist, at the elbow, and at the shoulder. And so doing joint exercise basically allows you to free up those blockage. And what we just did is a more dynamic form of that action equal to reaction. Okay, so we continue, stretch, open, lean back, relax, relax again. Take two hands, follow both at the same time. Get ready, go. Okay, open your fingers, feel the vibration coming back. Two, three, four, and five. Okay, focus on the breathing, examine our breath, make sure that we're not huffing and puffing, and slow down our heartbeat, slow down our breathing. Okay, so one last exercise is called loosening up the shoulder. It's actually a combination of movement that activates the vagus nerve, which starts at the very bottom of your skull, continues to the shoulder, continues to the back, and then eventually goes into your internals. So here we're not only moving the shoulder, we're moving the neck, we're moving the back, and we're moving the diaphragm in order to massage the internals. Okay, so it's a very um, I believe it's a very good exercise, and also it opens up this very important energy points that are hidden behind the shoulder blade. That for thousands of years, the Chinese believe that if the bad energy ever get in there, there's no more cure. That's the end, and that corresponds to what we know about the virus. A virus is not a living organ; it's just bad energy. And if it gets into your inside your lung, right? We all understand that that's very dangerous. So this has a way of opening that up and improve your immunity. All right. So let's just again stretch, open, lean back, and then relax. Now, there's two energy point here called the gate to the cloud. It's a very important energy point. It's part of the lung energy line. The lung is what we call the mineral, right? So the five elements, the lung is the mineral. The mineral is what gives uh, um, protections to the body. Okay. All right. So this energy point is very important. So once again, open that, and then now we're going to take a thumb and just very gently touching that. And so we can feel the shoulder as we open that energy point. So as we move the shoulder, you can feel that it's closed, it's open, that. And the mirror image of that is in the back, which is the one that I just mentioned. All right. Now we're going to roll up the four fingers. Now you have to understand there's four different postures. The first one is when you move the elbow up, you move the shoulder up, you stretch your spine towards the heaven as if you're bringing your ears to if you bring in your shoulder to your ears, okay? So make sure that when you do that, you stretch. And then the next one is when you bring your elbows back, you open your shoulder, you bring it as far back as you can, as if you're squeezing this tennis ball, right? That are attached to your spine. The third one is when you bring the elbow down, you're completely relaxed. You just completely relax. The fourth one is when you point the elbow forward. Now this one involves everything. So you point your elbows forward. You actually move your shoulder forward like this, right? So you can see that this energy point is actually in the cavity. You stretch your back and you look down. Okay. Now from here we're gonna follow the elbow. Let the elbow be the director of the orchestra. Bring it up. Now you're looking at the camera. And then as you open the shoulder, you look at the ceiling. You don't have to lean back all the way, just kind of 45 degrees. And then you open the shoulder all the way. Then you bring the shoulder back. Now you're looking straight ahead. And then you collapse your shoulder, bring the elbow together, looking down, bending your back. Now from here, we need to coordinate with breathing. So we close them up. We take a deep breath gently. Breathe in all the way up. Keep breathing in until you open the shoulder. And then when you come down, you breathe out. And you breathe all the way until you're looking at the ceiling, the floor again, as if you're squeezing all that bad air out of your lung. Okay, you ready? Breathe in, bring it down, breathe out, breathe in, stretch your body upward, open that shoulder, continue breathing in, and then breathe out. Keep breathing out until you're completely collapsed. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. As you breathe out, make sure you remind yourself to be relaxed, to be completely relaxed. Always relax when you breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. One last time. Breathe in, follow your elbow, breathe out, and then lower your hands, completely relax. Focus on your breathing, one breath at a time. Okay, so this exercise actually cycles you between the parasympathetic and the sympathetic, and you would know that a big part of that has to do with your shoulder, right? So when we're tightened up, when we're excited, um, then your shoulders tighten up, and you tend to do this, okay? And when you relax, you tend to do this, right? So basically, we're going from the sympathetic to the parasympathetic, to the fight or flight to the rest and digest, and creating that harmony between the yin and the yang. The yang is the masculine, the yin is the feminine. So earlier I talked about today is the first day of the lunar calendar. We used to call this the Chinese calendar, which is very insensitive because the lunar calendar, the calendar according to the moon, is enjoyed not just by the Chinese, but also the Koreans, the Vietnamese, all the Southeast Asians. All right, and it's actually a reflection of the culture, right? The thousand-year-old culture, where they're paying attention not just to the sun, but also to the absence of the sun. All right, so the culture is all about balancing between the yin and the yang, creating that harmony between the yin and the yang. And this comes from the days when we were cave people, that we're either in the present sense or we're away from the present sense. When you're in the present sense, which means that you're outside the cave, that's when you have to make a living, right? That's when you have to be in the fight or flight mode. You either run away from the lion or you chase after the rabbit, whichever way. But then once you're home, once you're back in the home, the cave, then that's the rest of the digest mode. And so it balances out your hormone, right? Balances your hormone. And in the end, it makes really good use of the stress hormone, which is cortisol, a form of it's anti-inflammatory, inflammatory. Now, whereas the Western culture, they don't understand, they don't focus on that harmony, and they tend to focus more solely on the sun, solely on the energetic. And that's why when you see the different, that's how you see the difference in the exercise. Here, we focus a lot more on the harmony. As soon as we do any kind of energetic exercise, I ask you to come back to the breathing. I ask you to examine the breath. Try not to huff and puff. Focus on your heartbeat, trying to slow it down. That's to create the harmony. We don't try to beat a body into submission here. We don't try to beat anyone into submission, right? So the Western culture tend to be more aggressive, more yang, tend to be focused on more conquering, including our body. Here, no. Here we try to maintain that balance, understanding that we are a being, right? A being, a human being part, not just the humanity part. That we're not the master of the universe, we're just a being in the universe. Now we're going to move from the neck up. Okay, so we work everything from the upper body. Now we're going to continue and work all the way up. And then after we learn how to massage, then we're going to learn to do meditation. Okay. Now once again, remember this now. Always remember this: stretch, open, lean back, relax, relax. Right? To relax. Relax the shoulder, and then relax the shoulder together with the upper torso. We're going to learn to massage the neck up. So the most important energy point is right here. So put your hands together, put that in the back of the head, look up straight, don't look down, and then use the finger, feel the skull on both sides of the neck, and then the first cavity is is the energy point called the pond of wind. Okay, wind means nerve hair. It's whatever that you cannot see, you cannot taste, you cannot smell, that you can only feel. So we're going to use a thumb and just kind of massage this very important energy point. This energy point called the pond of wind. Okay, very important. So all the energy points, they are in the cavity. They're not on top of muscle. They're not on top of bones. And but there are exceptions. Now, the next energy point that I want you to learn is take your thumb and move towards the bottom of your ear. And when you get to the middle, there's a piece of bone here. And just kind of massage that. You feel a little bit of tenderness, a little bit of pain. Now, there are many energy points that are outside of the meridians. They're not in the cavity. This one is actually on the bone, which means that you cannot do any acupuncture work here. You can only do acupressure. So this too is very famous too, and basically it means sleep well. So this is, if you before you go to sleep, if you massage these 2 points, it would improve the quality of your sleep, right? All right. So now you take the right hand, you put that at the bottom of your ear, and you move your fingers. You just grab and just kind of massage all the way across. Take your left hand, put that on the bottom of the ear, and just go past that energy point on top of the bone. Eventually, you reach that pond of wind. Keep moving until you get to the right side. And then take the other hand, do the same thing, and just massage, and then massage. One last time. Bottom of the ear, massage, bottom of the ear, massage. Now take your right hand, put that on top of the ear, and bring it down. Massage, 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 massage. One more time. Massage, massage. Now back to these two energy points again. Massage. Put two hands, squeeze, and then bring it further down, kind of in the middle of the neck. There's two energy points here, and just massage that. And then back to the palm of wind, and then now between them there's a cavity, and just massage that. Okay, and just kind of massage all the way around. And now we're going to massage the face and the top of the head, and then we're going to do meditation after that. So now come back to the center of the palm. You have this big, nice circle, and go around, warm up your hands. Okay, put that in front of your face, massage your face. Put that on side, massage. Put that on the forehead, massage. On top of the head, back of the head, and then a little further down, and into the neck. Come back, massage the face again, the side of the face, and then now massage above the ears. So what we're doing is we're massaging all the meridian lines. There's a one in the middle called governing vessel, and then next to that is a pair that we name after the bladder, and then another pair that we name after the gallbladder. Okay, all right. So and then massage the fingers. Massage the fingers. Put the in each other. All right. So now we're ready to meditate. We're ready to meditate. Okay, and we do a particular kind of meditation here, focusing on the abdomen, focusing on the abdomen, right? So we're going to learn to do that. First, we're back to the posture. So I mentioned the 8 limbs of yoga, all right? Because I also mentioned, for example, the practice that we do here comes from a North Indian yogi named Bodhidharma. Around the time when he came to China, which is the early 4th century or so, yoga becomes very popular in India, even though it's an 8,000-year-old tradition, and there's great effort into organizing that, and the end result is something called the 8 limbs of yoga. So when you look at the Bodhidharma's practice, and when you even look at the Buddha's practice, you see a lot of similarity. And out of the 8 limbs, 3 of them has to do with the body, the breath, and the mind. Okay. Now, when that 8 limbs of yoga come to America, we only focus on one limb, which is the body, and that's called asana. Okay. So, but yoga should be practiced on all 8 limbs. So first start with the body. Let's focus on our legs. Make sure that it's nice and flat. It's like as if you're sitting like as if they're the pedestal to the rest of the body. The rest of the body is like a bell. Okay. And try not to lift up your hand. Put your hands on your knee, your thigh, your calf, anywhere. Just don't lift it up. And if you want to do mudra, that's fine, but don't lift it up. Okay, like this. That's fine, but don't do this. Okay, because we don't want to use any muscle right now. Then we focus on the spine. Back to our sequence. Stretch, open, lean back, relax, relax. Now we're done with the spine and the shoulder. It's time to lean back the forehead so the ears on top of the shoulder. You're not using any neck muscle anymore. But then you need to finish that by tucking the chin slightly. So the top of the head, I mentioned this governing vessel, which is primary vessel responsible for all the yang energy. All the yang energy comes to the top of the head. So you want to put the top of the head, this one right here. This is called 100 meat on top of the central nerve system, which is your spine. Okay. Then I want you to relax your eyelid, relax your forehead, relax in between your eyebrow to the point where you can see your knee, your hand, and the floor without actually looking and open your eyes. Okay, close your eye, but don't shut it. Finally, I want you to take the tip of the tongue and put it behind this energy point here called the center of being, which is at the between the bottom of your nose and the top of your lip. So behind that is where the teeth meets the roof of your mouth. So close your mouth, okay, and then put the tip of the tongue behind your teeth. Now this activate your salivary gland, which means that you're definitely in rest and digest. When you're in fight or flight, it turns off your salivary gland. Okay. So I want you to feel the inside of your mouth, feel the wetness in your mouth. This is this. There are two things that are the strong indicator that you're in good health. One is that your mouth is wet, you're self-hydrating. Two is that the bottom of your feet is warm, not cold. Okay, so when you're under stress all the time, your mouth is always dry. You need to drink lots of water. When you relax, the Buddha, he sat under the Bodhi tree for 49 days without taking a drink of water. That's amazing, right? Now, now that we're done with the posture, the body, we move to the next part, which is the breath. I want you to feel your breath. Know that you're breathing in. Know that you're breathing out. Now we need to combine the body, the breathing, and the mind, which means that we anchor our mind someplace. I suggest that we anchor our mind on a belly button because what we want to do is to do abdominal breathing. You anchor your mind onto your belly button. As soon as you feel that you're breathing in, you move the belly button across the room. As soon as you know that you're breathing out, you take your belly button and you move it back as if you're taking it all the way to the back, collapsing it, your stomach. Let's just practice for 3 minutes. Breathe in, move forward. Breathe out, move back. Opening your stomach when you breathe in. The only way you can open your stomach is you push down the diaphragm. Move the belly and butt back so you collapse in your stomach. The only way you can collapse your stomach is to move the diaphragm up. If the body does that, all you have to do is focus on the belly button and use your mind to move it forward, let the body follow. Use your mind to move it back and let the body follow. This is called intentional breathing. We're going to continue. We're going to meditate another 5 minutes. This time, we're going to focus on our breathing. So we're putting together the mind and the breath, and then also the body. So let go of your breathing, let go of your belly button. Just be one with your breath. Know that you're breathing in. Feel the change in your body. Know that you're breathing out. Now I want you to focus now on the bottom of your spine. When you know that you're breathing in, move from the bottom of your spine up, stretch the upper torso. And then when you know that you're breathing out, start at the forehead and come back to the belly button while leaning back your upper torso. So when you breathe in, you move up, stretch your spine. When you breathe out, come back down to the belly button, lean back the upper torso. When you move up, that's yang. All the yang energy is traveling up to the top of your head. When you come down, that's yin. That's when you're absorbing the restorative energy from the universe and bringing it back to your dantian. Dantian means your lower part of your stomach. Okay, 5 minutes. Breathe in, stretch. That's the yang part. When you breathe out, bring it back down, lean back. That's the yin part. Creating that harmony between what is called the governing vessel in the back and then what is called the conception vessel in the front. All the yang energy, all the 12 meridians, all the yang, 6 of them are yang, they all come together as you go up. The other 6, the yin, all come together when you come down, creating a harmony. So in fact, when you come up, when you bring the upper torso up, you are in fight or flight, sympathetic. And then when you come down, you are in rest and digest, the parasympathetic. So when you come up, you can say, I feel my breath. And when you come down, I accept my being, accept my breath. In the past, we have used the serenity prayer, which is actually very good for this. As you go up, may I have the courage to change what I can change. Focus on the word courage. As you come down, may I have the serenity to accept things that I cannot change. Focus on the word acceptance. Okay? 5 minutes. This is a very good practice. Open your eyes. So I really like this prayer. And I mentioned how I learned about courage and acceptance and serenity and wisdom from my dad. Okay. When he was suffering from dementia and a few years before his death, my mom and I were his full time caregivers. And um, he was on diapers, right? Obviously. And I noticed something strange that I haven't noticed all my life, that he doesn't urinate during the day. So his diapers is always dry. And then he urinate at night. And I wonder why. Then I realized that he's not educated, not because he didn't want to, but because the resources wasn't available to his generation because he grew up in the war, grew up with famine. So when he was 10 years old, he became an apprentice working in the barber shop. So basically, all through the day, he doesn't dare to go to the bathroom. So he trained himself not to urinate during the day, much like the women in India now. When they are working in the farm, they don't urinate during the day because there's no place for them to do that. And so that's a great health problem. And my father trained himself to do that. So that's crazy. So I realized that given what he had or he didn't have, he really had the courage to change his own destiny. He worked really, really hard. He didn't know any. He had he was illiterate, but yet he taught himself to the point where he became the chief barber in his shop. But when he come home, he accept everything. He accept everything. It's the way it is. And I didn't even know this part of the story. My mom actually told me, back in the days, candies are very expensive. The candy wrap candies are very expensive because they come from Europe or America. So every once in a while, one of his customers would give him a piece of candy and he wouldn't eat it. He would bring it home for my mom as gift, but he didn't have enough to give it to his three kids, so he just gave it to my mom. So he's a loving father, loving husband, and all that. And so from him, I really understand what it means to be courageous, to change things that you can change, and what it means to maintain the serenity, to accept things that you cannot change. Okay. And finally, have the wisdom to know the difference. So I really like this serenity prayer, and I try to incorporate it into my practice. All right. So here I talk a lot about meridians, these energy lines, yin and yang. I talk a lot about energy points that basically in between something, right? In between the bones, in between this muscle, the nerve on top of the. And then a couple months back, I asked a trick question. I said, "What is what is out of the organs that we have, the heart, the lung, all that? What is the first organ that get developed when we're inside a mother's womb?" It was a trick question because the first organ that is developed is neither the heart or the lung or none of that. It's the membrane. And this is the greatest disservice with the Western medicine because the first thing the Western medicine student does is that he gets his cadaver, a dead body, and he cleans up the body by removing all the membranes to reveal the organ. But the membrane is the first organ. So we talk about the yin energy line, the yin vessel, the primary vessel. The rest are just like tributaries. And we say this is the yin starting here, goes all the way down. The yang starts from the back, come up, goes down here, where the joint is the tip of the tongue. That's why we always close the circuit. And this one is called conception. This one is called governing. Um, I would prefer a different definition. I would prefer different interpretation. This one is actually not conception, is gestation. This one. This one, I wouldn't call it governing. I would call it mentoring or tutoring. Okay. So imagine, so the reason why it's gestation is that it's beyond conception. Conception is when the sperm first meets the egg, and when they join, is the joining of the membrane. The membrane is how the two cells communicate. Then they become one, mixing the DNA. And then from that, they split one cell at a time. And the thing that continue to communicate is the membrane. Okay, is the membrane. Now, what's in the membrane is something conductive. And now there's a great science on that. So a lot of people are now really studying that. And it's not water. It's not water. Water is H2O, two hydrogen plus the oxygen. Hydrogen has a proton in the middle, which has positive charge and has a single new electrons on outside. What's conductive is actually ionized hydrogen when you remove that electron, leaving behind only the proton. But the proton is the original particle of the universe. It has all the spiritual DNA. So when we talk about karma, it actually comes from the beginning of time. That's amazing. And that continues to develop until you have this entire body. And the thing that communicates within us is still the membrane. It's still the membrane. And this conductive fluid that travels between the membrane. And if you have problem in the membrane, like if you lose, as if you're losing lubricant or you're losing adhesion, that's what we call blockage. The energy no longer can travel. And these meridians are essentially the abstractions of all these membrane, all these networks of communication channel, and the energy points are another abstractions of where the chi can get stuck, right? And this energy line here that is called conception, which I call gestation, is the yin energy line. This is where when you're inside the mother's womb, you developing the five yin organ, the heart, the lung, the splint, the liver, and the kidney. Those are essential. The rest of it, you're relying on your mother, the intestines, the large and big, the large and small, the stomach, the bladder, right? All the other ones, you're relying on your mother. And so, but you slowly develop that. That's why I call it the tutoring or the mentoring. Here is the gestation, right? And so it's a very interesting thing. All right. So now what we want to do is we want to do some stretching exercise before we go down and do some breathing exercise. And this is now promoting the yang energy through the what's called the governing vessel, or what I call the tutoring or mentoring vessel, bringing all the positive energy to the back. Okay. So we do this. We eventually work on the back, but right now we're going to start with some deep breathing exercise. Now, once again, back to the body. Sit like a bell. Remember that now, huh? Stretch your spine. The bell has a little thing in the middle, the clapper. The clapper has to be hang from the ceiling. That's your spine. So stretch your spine as you're hanging the ceiling, hanging your spine onto the ceiling. Okay. Open your shoulder, lean back, relax your shoulder, and then relax one more time. Just a reminder. Now put your two hands together, lock your fingers, put that below the belly button. I want you to take a deep breath, moving, following your hand all the way up to here. Okay, and get ready. Breathe in, and then now breathe out. Follow the hand. Stretch, lock the elbow, looking straight ahead again. Open your fingers. Lock your elbow. Use your shoulder as if you're climbing on top of two mountains on the side. Completely relax. Back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Look straight ahead. Climb the mountain. Back. Breathe in one last time. Breathe out. Look straight ahead. Climb the mountain. And back again, locking your fingers. Palm facing up, palm facing down. Stretch, lock your elbow, looking forward, following your center of your palm. Bring it in front, bring it on top. Form a straight line and push. Then lean back, come back to the center and push. Entire body to the left, come back to the middle, push. Entire body to the right, come back to the middle, push. Entire body to the left, come back to the middle. One last time. Stretch and push towards the ceiling to the right. Come back. Follow the center of your palm. Bring it back down. Completely relax. Sit up straight. Open your shoulder. Lean back. Take your right hand. Put that on your left shoulder and lean back. Your forehead. So you're putting pressure on the right shoulder. You grab your right elbow and you stretch to the left all the way. And then you come back. Sit up straight, grab the right shoulder and lean to the left, right, and then completely relax. Focus on the breathing, one breath at a time. Back again to the spine, open the shoulder, lean back. Now left hand, palm facing up, right hand between the fingers and the palm, bring it down. Push out the elbow, looking straight ahead. Use your elbow to push your hand. You feel the stress on your wrist and the center of your palm. Now, without turning your body, sit up straight. Take your left hand and take it all the way to the right. Hold it and then bring it back. Locking your elbow now and then relax. Sit up straight. Right hand, bring it down. Push your elbow. Lock your elbow. Use your elbow to push your hand. Feel the stress on your wrist. Without turning your body, take the right hand, locking your elbow, bring it all the way to the right, and then bring it back, and then relax. Back to the breathing. Sit up straight, open your shoulder, lean back, relax the shoulder. Right hand, palm facing up, left hand, palm facing down. Open that shoulder, forming 90-degree with the wrist. Focus on your right hand, push as if you're pushing the sky all the way up. Lock your elbow. Now focus on your left hand, push all the way down as if you're pushing the earth. Lock your elbow. Take your right hand, lean back as far as you can, and then turn the head towards the left until you reach your shoulder. Now take your eyeball and turn your eyeball as if you're looking at the back. Bring back the eyeball, bring back the head, and then now relax. The other side, open your shoulder, left hand up, push until you're supporting the sky. Right hand down, lock your elbow until you're supporting the earth. Take your left hand, lean back. Take your head, turn to the right until you reach the shoulder. Keep turning your eyeball as if you're looking at your back. Bring back eyeball, bring back your head, and then relax. Now we're going to stretch the spine, promoting yang energy. Sit up straight, open your shoulder, lean back, relax. Put the two hands, locking the fingers, put that at your lower back, palm facing up, palm facing down. Push until you lock your elbow. Focus on the top of the head. Push down the center of your palm, and then at the same time, push your head towards the ceiling. One up, one down. Stretch your spine. And then relax. Lean back your forehead so you're looking at the ceiling for 45 degrees. Then you take the center of your palm and you bring it up as far as you can. And then relax. Back to the breathing. Sit up straight, open your shoulder, relax. Right hand touching your spine. Lean back the forehead so you're looking straight ahead. Take your right shoulder and stretch your right shoulder. Bring it up as far as you can. And then relax to the other hand. Sit up straight, looking straight ahead, top of the head facing the sky. Take your left shoulder and stretch your left shoulder as far as you can. And you relax back to the breathing, restoring the harmony between rest and digest and fight or flight. Focusing on your breathing. Make sure you're not huffing and puffing. Once again, open your shoulder, lean back, relax. Take the right hand, the back of the hand at the bottom of your spine, two fingers pointing the left shoulder. Now stretch your right shoulder while bringing your fingers up and then relax. The other side, sit up straight, point your fingers to the right shoulder, bring your left shoulder down while you're bringing the fingers up. Now take the other hand, fingers touching fingers, sit up straight, looking straight ahead, top of the head facing the sky. Two shoulders, right shoulder up, left shoulder down. And then relax the other hand. Looking straight ahead, left shoulder up, right shoulder down. And then relax back to the breathing, restoring the harmony, focusing on your breath. Make sure you're not huffing and puffing. Feel the heartbeat, slow it down by focusing on the breathing. One last stretch called the reverse Buddha. Stretch your spine. Okay? Open your shoulder. Relax your shoulder. Now, I want you to lean forward first and then lean back. But when you lean back, I want you to hold your hip so that your hip is actually forward and your upper torso is back, creating this cavity in here. Then you put your hands together, palm touching the palm, center palm touching center palm, fingers touching. Then you rotate your fingers so the fingers pointing up. Then you bring your hands up, continue to touch the palm. Then I want you to push your spine forward using your hand. And then I want you to open the shoulder. One forward, one backward. Maintain that pressure. And then focus on your breath. And then relax. Continue to focus on your breathing. And now we're ready to do the breathing exercise. So let's get down very gently. We're going to do some more joint exercise, focusing on the knee. So the knee is similar to the elbow. The heel is similar to the wrist. The toes are similar to the fingers. The shoulder and the hips are similar. Okay, so when we used to be on all four. All right. So first we're gonna loosen up the knee. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we're going to do the heel. Okay, right foot first. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now left foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now to the toes. Focus on the top of the head. Stand on your toes. Lift up your heel. Focus on the top of the head. And when you come down, just impact the heel slightly. Back again. Focus on top of your head. Down. One last time. Focus on top of your head. And then down. Okay. So now we're going to do one more exercise, which is similar to when we spread the arm. Okay. Get ready. We're going to kick the right foot by standing on the left foot. Now, the way to keep your balance is to focus on top of your head. Okay, get ready. As soon as you kick, you come back to the top of your head. Get ready. 1, back to the top of the head. 2, 3, to the right. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, Now I mentioned the hip. So we did a lot of work on the shoulder. Let's work on the hips. The hip is very important. As we age, we're losing flexibility in the hip. That's when we are prone to falling. Okay. So when we fall, we don't know how to use the hip to balance. So this is important. So I don't know if I have done this here before. Probably have. So you stand like a horse. Okay. So this is how they call it. Your right foot first, front, and your left foot back. You put your hands together. Now you come back to the left foot, forming a straight line between your heel, your knee, your hip, and your shoulder. Then you turn on that straight line as if you're rotating on an axis all the way, all the way. And then you move back and you relax. Second time, forming the straight line, move along the axis and then forward and then relax. One last time. Move back, turn, turn on the straight line all the way back and relax. Now go to the other side, left side, right? Bring it back, turn, forward, relax. Bring it back, turn, forward, relax. One last time. Turn, forward, relax. The last thing you can do, the worst thing you can do as you age is to fall, right? When you fall, not only do you hurt yourself, but you lose all ability to do exercise. That's really bad, okay? And when you don't do exercise, you lose muscle. It's just the beginning of bad, bad, bad. So try to loosen up your hip, right? Okay. So now we're ready. We don't have that much time. We only have about less than 20 minutes. So we're going to run over time. Okay. So let that be a New Year gift. Follow the center of your palm. Bring it up. One. Bring it towards yourself. Two. Bring it back down. And then let the knee follow the hand. And then everything back up. Relax. Four. Okay. Now we're going to breathe in from one all the way to two. Get ready? Breathe in. And then three is to breathe out. Four is to relax. Okay, you ready? Breathe in. Breathe out. Relax. Breathe in. Breathe out. Make sure you relax, okay? Relax. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then relax. Breathe in. Cross your hand. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Follow the hand. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Now we're going to do 1 minute of standing meditation. And of course, the standing is static, just like sitting. So therefore, we must anchor our mind onto our breath. Focus on our breathing, one breath at a time. 1 minute seems like very short time, but it's eternal if you're trying to keep your mind anchored anywhere. So this is actually very challenging. Keep checking your mind somewhere else, bring it back. Somewhere else, bring it back. That's it. Okay. The second form is called balloon breathing. Right foot first. Lean back. So you're looking at the ceiling, 45 degree. Notice that the toes are up. You bring up your hand. You go forward. You're looking now at the floor, again, 45 degree. Notice that the heel is up on the left foot. Bring it back, toes up, looking at the ceiling. As you go forward, close your mouth, breathe in. As you lean back, close your mouth and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Now remember, this is a yogic practice, so you need to practice all three branches: the body, the mind, and the breath. Breathe out. The mind should be at the center of your palm. Breathe out. One more time. Breathe in. And then breathe out. Focus on the center of your palm. Bring down your hand. Now shift the anchor from the center of your palm to the center of your bottom of your feet. And then we're going to stand for another minute, focusing now, anchoring our breath. One breath at a time. And now to the left. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Follow the center of your palm. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One last time. Breathe in. And breathe out. Follow the hand. And then 1 minute standing meditation. Focus entirely on your breath. Okay, open your eyes. Now it's the third form called butterfly. So you notice that it gets more and more challenging, right? So open your shoulder, sit up straight, sit like the um, bell, we stand like the pine tree. So open the shoulder, relax the shoulder. Okay, look, don't look down. Okay, look straight ahead. Focus on the center of your palm, bring it up, and then bring it down, lower your knee, bring it back up, raise your heel, follow the center of your palm until the back of the hand touching each other. As you come down, you breathe in. As you go up, you breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One last time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Follow the hand. Lower the hand. 1 minute of standing meditation, focusing on the breath. Okay, open your eyes. Now, the next one is called the push hand. It gets more and more complicated, more and more challenging because this one actually needs to use all of your joints. You need to use your heel the same way that you use your wrist. You need to use your knee the same way you use your elbow. And you need to use the hip the same way that you use your shoulder. But the trick is not to beat your body into submission. The trick is just let your body follow your mind. And here we think of a water wheel in front. We start bringing the hand up to 3 o'clock, bring it to 12 o'clock, bring it down to 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, bring it down to 3 o'clock, and then look straight ahead and push. That's why it's called pushing hand. Okay, now get ready. Bring it all the way in. Push hand. Okay, now as you bring in, I want you to breathe in, breathe all the way in, breathe in like this. Okay, then you push, breathe out. So you're actually bringing that breathing all the way down to element. You can actually feel your balloon, okay, here. But just follow, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Focus on the hand, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. One last time. Follow the hand, breathe in, breathe out. Back to the standing position. 1 minute of standing meditation, focusing entirely on your breathing. After each breath, check your mind, make sure that you're still anchoring on your breath, and then do another breath, and then another breath, and then another breath. One breath at a time. Okay. And I mentioned the yin and yang. I mentioned the Western culture tend to focus more on the yang and not the yin, focus on the proactive and less on the restorative, focus on the masculine and less on the feminine. So your nerve system is similar. This is called the brain. This is the intellect. This tend to be more um, proactive. But that's not your entire intellectual system. There's also the spine, which is actually even more important. And we tend not to focus on that. And so what we want to do is we focus on the spine by feeling it, okay, but not analyzing it. Just feel it, okay. So just do it again. That's why this movie Karate Kid is such a great movie, because they go wax on, wax off. Don't even think about it. Just feel it. Breathe in, breathe out. Wax on. Just think about Mr. Miyaki. Wax off. Feel it. Accept it. Let it all go. Back again. Feel it. Accept it. Relax. Let it all go. Breathe in. Breathe in. Breathe out. Wax on. Wax off. One last time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Back. This is the last 1 minute meditation. Okay. Try to challenge yourself to see if you can focus on your breathing the entire 1 minute. Okay. That 1 minute of meditation, focus on your breath and stay with your breath every second of the 60 seconds is the window. It's the window to a different world. So it's like I'm here every Saturday, hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes, explaining to you there's another world out there waiting for you to explore. All you have to do is open that window. And you say, yeah, I get all that. And just following you, say, you don't open that window, you don't get to see what's really out there. And so that window is that 1 minute of meditation. Focus entirely on your breath. And you do that one breath at a time. Okay? After one breath, you examine your mind. Am I still on that breath? And if not, bring it back. And then you do another breath. And then again, you ask yourself, am I still there? And you do that one at a time for the entire 60 seconds. Then all of a sudden, the door opens to you. Trust me. Okay? You just have to do it. All right. So one last movement is called, I don't know what that's called. I think it's just up and down. Okay, so here we breathe in and then we breathe out. As we come down, we breathe out, the entire body go down, and then we lean forward, stretching there's two energy point in the back. It has to do with the adrenal gland, okay? Then when we breathe in, we stand up straight all the way until we bend back. Okay, very simple. All right. Now, if you're doing this for the first time, or if you have a tendency to get lightheaded, that means your adrenal gland is what we call adrenal fatigue. Okay, then you either skip this one or just make sure you have a chair next to you. Get ready? Breathe in, breathe out. Stand up, breathe in, and then relax. Okay, two more times. Get ready? Breathe out. Stretch. Breathe in. Stretch. And then relax. One last time. Breathe out. Breathe in. And then relax. Back to the sitting position. We're going to do our serenity meditation. It's the first of the year. It's a good time to really meditate and bring the blessing to our family, to our loved ones, and all the other beings. So back to this posture, sit up straight, open the shoulder, lean back the upper torso, and then relax the shoulder. Make sure that your head is on top of your spine. So lean back the forehead, tuck in the chin. I want you to focus on your eyelid. Examine your eyelid. Or that black cloud, or the colors, or the sparkling reminds me of my own shortcoming, reminds me of my attachment, my aversion, and my foolishness. But I'm here. I accept who I am. I see past all these hindrances. I see the light. I see that light as the source of all positive energy. I take refuge with the light. For my own benefit, I name her. This is my own naming. You can do however works for you. I want to be closer to that light. I name her God as I know her. I take refuge in her. I'm grateful for her grace. I ask for courage. I ask for serenity. I ask for wisdom. Courage to change things that I can change. Serenity to accept things that I cannot change. And the wisdom to know the difference. I focus on the light. I feel my own breath. As I breathe in, I stretch my spine, bringing top of the head towards the heaven. As I breathe out, I lean back. I relax. As I breathe in, I stretch my spine towards the heaven. I ask for courage. As I breathe out, I lean back. I focus on acceptance. Let's sit for 5 minutes, just the two part. Breathe in, focus on the word courage. Stretch your spine. Breathe out, lean back the upper torso. Focus on the word acceptance. When you go up, you feel it. You feel the life within you. When you come down, you accept. All of your shortcomings. When you move up, change the world, make it a better world. When you come down, you accept that you have done the best you could. You're going to sit for 5 minutes and you're going to move on to the next step for 3 minutes where we do the last part, which is the wisdom part. Breathe in, focus on the word courage, focus on making the world a better place. When you breathe out, lean back as you're making way. You focus on the word acceptance, and you accept that you have done the best you could. May I have the courage to change things that I can change, and making it a better world. May I have the serenity to accept things that I cannot change, and accept that I've done the best I could. We'll continue. We now come to the wisdom part. The wisdom is within you. Just like God, she is within you. That's why this is a spiritual practice and not a religious practice. We don't need any intermediary here. It's just you and your creator, you and your positive energy. That's all within you. When you look at your eyelid again, you see the color, the sparkling, the dark cloud. That is, in fact, a reflection on what stands between you and your creator. It's what we call the hindrances. It's the attachment, it's the aversion, it's the foolishness. What do we attach to? We're attaching to our material existence, thinking that that is a soul existence. Our entire existence is just this body. This body is a temporary existence. It's not our eternal existence. And we become attached to that. It prevents you from seeing your inner wisdom. It's like having the cloud covering the sun. The sun shines upon you all the time. So we like to learn to let go of this temporary existence, this body. We start by letting go of your breath. You feel your in breath, you feel your out breath. They're a part of nature, just like the ocean. When you feel your in breath, it's like feeling the ocean coming up, the wave coming up. And when you feel your out breath, it's like the water going back into the sea. It's nature. It just happens. This body of yours, this breathing, it just happens. You don't have to try to control this. You can just experience it the same way that you experience the ocean, knowing that you're breathing in, knowing that you're breathing out. And then when you're done with the breathing out, the same way that the ocean have receded, the wave have receded back to the ocean, it takes a while for the water to come back up again. It takes a while for the body to have to breathe in again. So let's learn to wait. Just wait. Let the body breathe in on its own. So when we breathe in, we focus on the word courage, making changes, making this into a better world. When we experience our breathing out, we focus on the word acceptance, accepting our own shortcoming, understanding that we at least have done the best we could. And then finally, after you breathe out, let it all go, let it all go, and just wait for the in breath. This is the part where you ask for the wisdom to know the difference. But the wisdom is within you. You just have to let go of that attachment, let go of the black cloud, and let the sun shine upon you. God is within you. The grace is you. Let's focus on that for another 3 minutes. May I have the courage to change things that I can change, making this into a better world. May I have the courage to accept things that I cannot change, accept me, I, as who I am, doing my very best. May I have the wisdom to know the difference, to let go of this temporary existence, to enjoy it, to experience it as is. Okay, open your eyes. Put your hands together. Massage. Wake up this body. This might be the temporary existence, but it's all we got. Okay, so make really good use of this body. Really enjoy everything that life has given to you. And the best way to enjoy it is to push away all this black cloud and really see it as is. Okay, so in the end, it's really about space and time. It's about space and time. And if you focus on one thing and one thing only, and let the other thing just fall on the side, then eventually you eliminate space, right? There's no more space. This is it, you know. So you have your concentration, and whether you're taking a sip of wine, or you're enjoying food, or you're enjoying your family, like it is now during the holidays, right? There's no more space. This is it, you know. This is it. This is all I wanted to do. There's no more time because what's past is past. What hasn't happened has not happened. Focus on now. Okay, and some of you might have participated in Venerable De Hong's presentation last Tuesday, right? And towards the end, we had a discussion on the subject of the day, which is the Four Noble Truths. The Four Noble Truths is that you're suffering, understand what suffering is all about, understand the source of suffering, and then finding the method to alleviate your suffering. So that's the Buddhist teaching. And I mentioned that that's like the 12 steps. That's exactly like the 12 steps because Buddhist basically says that you are all addicts. We are addicts here. We're addicted to this body. We're addicted to the sensation. We're addicted to money, sex, fame, and consumption. And the worst of all is that we're addicted to sleepwalking, right? I've been here 53 years, 45, 48 of that is American citizen. I cannot believe that someone actually come out and says we are all sleepwalking into a dictatorship. How can that be? How can that be? Right? So you gotta have to learn to say, okay, you know, these are all distractions to my own well-being. I'm just gonna learn to experience it. I'm gonna learn to accept it, and then I'm gonna learn to let it go. That's all it's all about. Right? That's the 12 steps to your to the ultimate addiction. Okay. All right. So let us be blessed. This is the beginning of a brand new year. The year of the dragon is not going to be an easy year. Okay. Dragon year are never going to be easy, especially this one. This is the earth dragon. It's going to be a lot of chaos and turmoil. But let us all be blessed with peace, with health, and with happiness. Namaste. Okay. See you all. See you all next week. Yeah. Some of you who are actually in the East Coast or even worse in Asia, you're not going to be able to follow this all the way. So that's why we have recording on YouTube, right? You might be able to follow the first half an hour, but don't sleep when you're supposed to sleep. Okay. I'll see you all tonight. Actually, we have a practice at 8:30 Pacific time tonight. And if you have any more questions, you can ask. Okay, thanks everyone. OK，我哋今晚見，今晚8點半甩手，如果唔係咧就星期一。OK，OK，拜拜，
Okay, thank you. Thank
拜拜，拜
you.
拜。
Bye bye. Bye bye.